Hi guys, today I'm going to share with you my Las Vegas vacation pictures from April. These pages came out to be really intense. I think I have about 15 or 16 pages for the whole week. I mean, I could have done a whole hour just on Las Vegas. So I will do my best at filming this. I thought about how I was going to do this. Basically, I'm going to show you an overview of the page. Then we're going to get up close to all of the different cards, and I'm only going to try and point out some of the highlights of the page that I like, and I will show you the stamp sets that I used for each of the pages, because for me, that's what Project Life is about. It's about stamping. So let's get into this. This is page 1, and it's the overview. Let's zoom in and take a closer look. Okay, the first card here, I used some thickers, and I love this wood frame that I used for the date. Here is location determined. I'll show you the stamp sets at the end. I used silver detailed embossing powder for that, and as well as this little plane down here. The cards that I used for this page are the Becky Higgins travel collection. I didn't actually own it. I used the digital file. I purchased it online and printed them out. The travel log, I used my typewriter to print everything out. Love how that came out, and I used red ink for the date stamp. And then this here, we parked our car at the parking spot down in St. Louis before we got on our plane. We were going to be gone for a week, so we needed someplace to put our car, and I just made this little pocket. Probably not my favorite part of the spread, but just how it came out. This one I do love. It's a pocket that holds our airplane tickets, and I love this cork airplane. This piece was so nice. I was so happy to be able to use it. This is my husband checking in. This Flair button is from a Flair for Buttons, my favorite Etsy shop to buy Flair buttons at. Some journaling, and then we stopped at Chili's and we had lunch and a drink. I used Create Indie stamp set that says "This hit the spot." And the only bad thing about this is I tried to heat laminate the receipt and I ruined it, so I learned my lesson there. So that's everything on that page, and I will show you the stamp sets that I used. The first one was Scraptastic, the location determined, and the airplane. And the second one was Create Indie, which is the foodie stamp, and it was That Hit the Spot. So let's move on to page 2. Here's an overview of page 2. We're going to zoom in and take a closer look. Okay, now this first card here was actually from me and my Big Ideas travel collection. I don't believe it was from the Becky Higgins one. I just really loved it. It just was so pretty. I loved the saying on it, so I wanted to use it. Now this picture here is probably my favorite. I love this silhouette picture of my husband here. And we stopped at a bar called 1876, and we had some drinks before we got on the plane. I can definitely not fly unless I have a few drinks. And this here, I love the way this came out. This was our plane, and I just took a picture of it outside the window of the airport as we were ready to board. Love how that came out. I guess just the bright colors and just the way this layout of this card is. This is me and my husband on the plane. I love this picture. And here's another one of those cork airplanes. Now this card I am going to take out because it's different. Basically, I used a paper Smooches stamp, and I used some glitter embossing powder. This is the embossing powder I used. It's from Wow. It's called Totally Teal. Okay guys, I just wanted to make a correction. I actually used the blue Glitz embossing powder, not the Totally Teal. It's also a glitter embossing powder, and it is great, but I just wanted to make that correction. That is the color that I used to stamp this out. I didn't think I would like glitter embossing powder. Oh my God, am I wrong? I love it. Look at that. It's so cool. And I stamped it on vellum, and basically you lift it up and our airplane information is down at the bottom. So I love how that came out, and again, I will show you all the stamp sets at the end. This here, we were thrilled that the plane had Wi-Fi. My husband got to watch his baseball game, so he was really thrilled. And then this here is some random pictures I took outside of the window as we were leaving Vegas, as we were flying over the mountains, and just the sky was so pretty. It was so blue that day. Here is that stamp that I used again, which is the airplane. It has the silver embossing powder on it, as you can see right there. And this last card here I made myself. The red paper in the background was from a paper pad I had, and some scrap pieces of paper with one of the travel cards from the Becky Higgins collection. I used a silver paper airplane paper clip, and I just used my tiny attacher to attach it. So really love how this came out, and I will show you the stamps. Again, I used Scraptastic, which was this plain stamp. I use that a lot. I absolutely love this stamp set. If you guys can get a hold of it, I would highly suggest it. Okay, and the next stamp I used was the Takeoff from the Cat's Pajamas, which was the little bunny in the airplane for this card here. Loved how that came out. Okay, let's move on to page 3. Okay guys, this is page 3. This is an overview of it. The cards I used on this page were actually a digital file from Designer Digital. It was an actual Vegas kit. Now there were not cards for Project Life. There were just papers. So I printed out different designs of papers and cut them apart and created my own cards. Let's take a closer look. Okay, this first card here, I love how this came out. This was actually just a sticker I had, but I love this little cactus. It is a paper Smooches die of the cactus. It came in a set of a pepper and a cactus. You're going to see this a lot throughout my pages. And I just did use some distress ink to distress ink the edges so it had a little bit more dimension because it looked a little flat, and I used foam tape to pop it up to give it dimension as well. Okay, this one here is just random stickers. I love the puffy flag stickers that we had gotten in a past kit. This Viva Las Vegas is from a Flair for Buttons, and there goes another cork piece, the geotag. Love that, absolutely love that, and that's when we landed in Vegas. This is here, this one here is when we went for our baggage claim, and I love this Journey wood veneer. Really grateful that I got that in one of my kits. I saw that and I was just like, oh my God, I love that. It's going to be perfect for my Vegas pages. I think I said that about everything I got. Okay, and this one here says, this is how we do it. I finally used one of the die cut cards from the kits. I've been hoarding them like crazy. This is just a random card. This is actually from a core kit. I don't remember which one it was. I want to say it is Kiwi, but I'm not 100% sure. This is the baggage claim where we went to go pick up our luggage, and this is just another one of those metal paper clips that's in the shape of a plane. And then this one here, I love this. This is just some random cards I had laying around my house. I always think of cards when I think of Vegas, and I put a sticker there that says, are we there yet? And this is when we first landed, my husband, when we came out, when we were headed to the baggage claim. I love the fact that there's slot machines in Vegas. This is not our first trip to Vegas. We've been there several times, but I just love my husband's expression when we got off the plane. I think he was grateful to just stretch his legs out at that point. Okay, so that was everything that was on this page. There was no stamping involved here, just the paper Smooches die, so I'm a little surprised at myself for that, but let's move on to the next page. Okay, this is page 4. After we landed, we went to Alamo to pick up our rental car. The beginning part of our vacation, we were going to see my stepson Scott, who lives about an hour and a half away from Vegas, so we needed to get our rental car. Let's zoom in and I'll show you a closer look. Okay, we stopped at Alamo. I love how this card came out. I basically just cut up the map that they gave us, and I added some washi tape that looks like a road with a little car and some wood and cork veneers mixed together and just a sticker, and I just love how that came out. It came out so cute. Okay, next on to the bus. This is the rental car bus that we needed to take to get our rental car. Just the actual bus and a view out the window. This is the receipt from Alamo. Okay, since I tried to heat emboss, or actually, yes, I tried to heat laminate the last one. This time I used clear packing tape to go over the receipt, and as you can see, it totally ate up all the ink and it faded it. So that didn't work out. I think at this point, I'm gonna stop putting receipts in my Project Life. They don't seem to be working out for me, so I think I'm just gonna skip that. Okay, on to the next one. I love this. When we got to the garage to pick up our rental car, the guy said, follow the blue footsteps. So here are little footsteps that I stamped out and I embossed with embossing powder. I love how that came out. So that led us to our rental car. Thought that was cute. And then this here, it's just a filler card. Let's explore. It's really plain. You cannot see it in the video, but I used a Wink of Stella pen to put some glitter on it, and I know it's not going to pick it up in the video, but it is there and it looks very sparkly and I like that. The next thing is we found this great Italian deli and pizza, and we stopped there for lunch before we hit the road to Scott's, and this was our lunch, and I absolutely just love this card and how it came out. And I stamped on this one. If you can see here, I have Circle 1 breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a special treat, and they're both heat embossed with gold embossing powder. Love how that came out. And the Let's Eat Flair is also from a Flair for buttons. And then this is just some pictures inside the deli, and there is that cactus die again from Paper Smooches. So really love that. And the stamp sets I used for this were for the blue footsteps, where here it's from Paper Smooches. It's called Happy Camper. So I used that one. And then of course I used the Paper Smooches new cactus die. And then I used the March 2014 Life Pages Gossamer Blue Kit. I used this stamp right here that says Circle 1 Breakfast, Lunch, or Dinner. And then I also used this one that said a special treat. I overused this stamp set and I'm okay with that because I absolutely love it. Okay guys, that was that page. Let's move on to the next. Okay guys, this is page 5. The cards that I used for this page were the Simple Stories Travel Collection, and I did a card flip through of these cards. I will link that below in case you want to see that. I absolutely love these cards in this collection. They were perfect for our road trip to Scott's, so let's zoom in and take a closer look. Okay, the first card is just a combination of 2 different cards. I took one of the 3x4s and laid it on top of one of the 4x6s, and I added some washi tape to it. Or actually, I'm sorry, that's not my road washi tape. It confuses me because I have a washi tape that looks like that. That was the actual 3x4 card, and I love this cork little card that I put on there. Here is just some travel notes. I love this card here. That was from the collection Travel Does the Heart Good, and I purchased an Arizona sticker pack, so that's where these stickers came from. Then we stopped and we fueled up with gas while we were in Vegas. I love documenting gas prices wherever I go because it helps me remember what I paid for gas, what it was at home, and in future trips what we paid the last time we went. I know that's kind of like a weird thing, and I love this fuel stop sticker. I just happen to have it in my pack. It's awesome, and I added the wood veneer. This Arizona is also from the Arizona sticker pack that I got, and I added some dot washi tape, and this is from just an app that I use on my phone for weather. I love it. It was 95 degrees. It was very hot for us. We had left Missouri and it was like in the 70s, and we get to Arizona, it's 95 degrees. It was like, we were in shock. Here's that Paper Smooches cactus die again, and then this is probably my favorite part of this whole page. This is another Cat's Pajamas bunny stamp. This is called the Traveling Man. I love how this came out. I'm actually going to remove this card so you can take a closer look at it. And I colored it with my Copics, and I added Wink of Stella, if you can see on the top of the packages, and I added glossy accents to the window. I mean, I just love the way this came out, and I added my road washi tape, and this little tag was here, and it was great because it says the 16 on it, and it was the 16th, so that worked out great. Okay, and the final card here says Our Trip, Let's Go. This says Welcome to Historic Boulder City, home of the Hoover Dam. I just thought that sign was great. I took that out the window as we were moving with my iPhone. I mean, it came out so clear, I was just totally shocked. And I added this road trip sticker, and this Flair here on the road, again, is from a Flair for buttons. So that was this page. We're gonna move on to the next. Okay, this is the continuation of the road trip to Scott's. These cards here are also from these Simple Stories travel collection, so I'm loving that. Let's zoom in, take a closer look. Okay, I love this travel schedule. Basically, it says Wednesday we fly to Vegas and we pick up our rental car and we drive to Scott's. Thursday we stayed at Scott's. Friday we went back to Vegas, and Saturday was the race that Scott was running in Vegas. Now this was not my picture here. This was just from a sticker pack I had, but it was so perfect because it looked exactly like the scenery we were seeing at the time. And then I had this card here. Here's 2 more of those Paper Smooches cactus dice again, and you'll see that throughout all of my spreads. And then I just had this paperclip camera that I attached here, a hello sticker, and some tile stickers that say Hello Arizona. I love that I finally got to use this road trip frame. Really love this. This came, I believe it was in the April kit, or it was one prior, but I love this. And that was just a picture when we were leaving Vegas to go headed towards out of town. These are just the 2x2-inch squares that came in the kit, and I just, you know, taped them all together to make a 4x4 card. Love this. I left my heart in so many places, and I stamped out this car right here, and I heat embossed it with black embossing powder. I thought that came out really cute. And this is probably my favorite card on the page. It just looks so cute. I had this palm tree sticker in my stash, and I used my road washi tape. And these are just some random pictures along the way. And I love this sticker of the Arizona license plate. I just thought it worked out so great. And this is as we were arriving closer to Scott's, just some things that are around his area. Here's another one of those cactus dies. And it says, "Not all who wander are lost." So love how this page came out, and we'll go on to the next.